Think back for a moment. Have you ever had the experience of just finishing some delicious fried chicken, pizza, or just applying sunscreen, only to find your hands covered in grease? At that moment, if you only rinse with plain water, you'll notice that the water droplets will bead up on your hands and roll right off. Well, that stubborn grease stays firmly stuck to your skin. Why is it that these two characters, water and oil, despite both beings on your hands, act as if they are separated by a galaxy and refuse to be together? That's our topic for today. Why soap, once this lifesaver appears, can make water and oil shake hands and make up and wash the grease away in the process. To understand soap, we first need to understand polarity. You can imagine water molecules as a group of little balls that love to hug. They are very polite and like to cluster together hand in hand. Scientifically, this is called polarity. Oil molecules, on the other hand, are like maverick little cubes. They don't care for the water molecule's way of doing things and only like to hang out with their own kind. This is called non-polar because their personalities are polar opposites. When you try to rinse oil with just water, water molecules focus on huddling together, squeezing the oil molecules out. That's why although fire and water don't mix is an idiom, oil and water not mixing is a scientific fact. Now, our protagonist, the soap molecule, enters the scene. If we zoom in on a soap molecule, it looks a lot like a little tadpole. The most amazing part is that this little tadpole has two faces. Its round head absolutely loves water. We call it the hydrophilic end. Its long tail absolutely hates water, but it has a special fondness for grease. We call it the lipophilic ending. This is soap's secret weapon. It acts like a double agent, holding water with one hand and grabbing oil with the other. When you rub soap onto your greasy hands, a brilliant battle begins. First, the long tails of countless soap molecules pierced into the grease like arrows, gripping the oil tightly. Then, these molecules surround the grease completely, with all the water-loving round heads facing outwards towards the water. At this point, the large mass of grease is broken down into countless tiny spheres. Scientifically, these are called micelles. Finally, when you turn on the tap to rinse, water molecules see the hydrophilic heads of the soap molecules, recognize them as friends, and flow away hand in hand together. The grease trapped by the soap's tails is forced to go down the drain along with the soap and water. Down the drain. This process of getting oil and water to mix has a professional name, emulsification. So, soap being able to wash away grease isn't due to magic, but because of its unique structure with one hydrophilic end and one lipophilic ending. Next time you wash your hands or do the dishes, or see your mom using a facial cleanser, remember to thank these hardworking double agents. Without them, we might have to live in a greasy world forever. That's all for today's science sharing. If you felt you learned something, don't forget to share this with that friend who hates washing their hands after eating fried chicken. See you next time. Bye-bye.